Leadership is a skill, an art, and a responsibility that demands not just power but wisdom. Throughout history, leaders have been judged by their decisions, behaviors, and the legacy they leave behind. Some leaders rise above challenges, gaining respect and admiration for their wisdom. Others, however, falter, leaving behind a trail of controversy and questionable decisions. What sets wise leaders apart from foolish ones? This is the question we'll explore today. We'll uncover the signs of wisdom and foolishness in leadership, analyze behaviors that distinguish the two, and learn how even the most powerful individuals can either inspire greatness or sow discord. Stay tuned as we take a deep dive into the psychology, behaviors, and choices that define great leadership and poor judgment. Part 1: The Foundation of Leadership. Leadership isn't just about holding a title or commanding a following. True leadership is rooted in three core pillars: vision, integrity, and accountability. Wise leaders are those who prioritize these values. They lead with purpose and a clear vision for the future. They remain unwavering in their principles, even when faced with opposition. Foolish leaders, on the other hand, often lack clarity in their goals. They may focus more on personal gain, ego, or fleeting popularity rather than the greater good. This fundamental difference sets the tone for their leadership style. Consider a leader with a clear vision. They understand their role is not just to manage the present but to shape the future. They listen to experts, engage with their team, and make decisions with long-term outcomes in mind. Contrast this with a leader who acts impulsively, guided by emotion rather than logic, and you'll quickly see the difference between wisdom and folly. Part 2: Communication Styles. One of the most visible ways leaders prove their wisdom or foolishness is through their communication. A wise leader understands that words carry weight. They choose their language carefully, speaking with clarity, empathy, and purpose. Their words inspire confidence and foster unity. For example, when faced with a crisis, a wise leader addresses concerns calmly, acknowledging challenges while offering hope. They avoid blaming others and instead focus on solutions. Foolish leaders, however, often speak without thinking. They may make exaggerated claims, dismiss criticism without consideration, or use divisive language that alienates those they're meant to lead. Instead of fostering trust, their words create confusion and conflict. History is filled with examples of both types of leaders. The wise ones unite people through their words, while the foolish ones sow division and mistrust. Part 3: Decision-making in Crisis. Leadership is tested most during times of crisis. It's easy to lead when things are going well, but true character is revealed under pressure. Wise leaders approach crises methodically. They gather facts, consult with experts, and weigh their options before making decisions. They remain calm, understanding that rash actions can lead to disastrous consequences. Foolish leaders, on the other hand, often react impulsively. Instead of addressing problems head-on, they may deflect blame or make hasty decisions without fully understanding the situation. This approach not only worsens the crisis but also erodes trust among their followers. For instance, a wise leader faced with an economic downturn would consult economists, implement thoughtful policies, and communicate transparently with the public. A foolish leader might downplay the problem, make unrealistic promises, or focus on short-term fixes that exacerbate the issue in the long run. Part 4: The Ego Factor. Ego is often the downfall of foolish leaders. While confidence is an essential trait for any leader, excessive ego can blind them to reality. A wise leader recognizes the importance of humility. They understand that they don't have all the answers and are willing to learn from others. Foolish leaders, however, let their ego take center stage. They may refuse to admit mistakes, surround themselves with yes men, and dismiss constructive criticism as an attack. Their need for validation often leads to poor decision-making and alienation. A wise leader builds a team of diverse perspectives and values collaboration. A foolish leader, in contrast, seeks only to protect their image, often at the expense of those they lead. Part 5, Accountability. One of the clearest signs of a wise leader is their willingness to take responsibility for their actions. They understand that leadership comes with accountability. When mistakes are made, they own up to them, learn from them, and take corrective action. Foolish leaders, however, are quick to shift blame. They may point fingers at their predecessors, subordinates, or external factors rather than acknowledging their role in the situation. This lack of accountability damages their credibility and erodes trust. Imagine a leader who publicly acknowledges a mistake, explains the lessons learned, and outlines steps to prevent it from happening again. This approach not only demonstrates wisdom but also strengthens their relationship with their followers. Contrast this with a leader who denies any wrongdoing, deflects blame, and refuses to acknowledge obvious failures. Such behavior not only highlights their lack of wisdom but also alienates those they lead. Part 6, Legacy and Impact. Ultimately, the measure of a leader's wisdom or foolishness lies in the legacy they leave behind. Wise leaders focus on building a foundation for the future. They prioritize long-term goals over short-term gains and work to create a lasting positive impact. Foolish leaders, however, often prioritize personal fame or fortune over the well-being of their people. Their decisions may bring temporary success but fail to stand the test of time. The legacy of a wise leader is evident in the progress, unity, and growth they inspire. The legacy of a foolish leader, however, is often marked by division, conflict, and missed opportunities. Conclusion. So, what makes a leader wise or foolish? It's their vision, communication, decision-making, ego, accountability, and the legacy they leave behind. A wise leader understands the weight of their responsibility and strives to inspire, unite, and uplift. A foolish leader, on the other hand, lets ego, impulsiveness, and self-interest cloud their judgment. As we reflect on these traits, we're reminded of the importance of wisdom in leadership. Whether you're leading a team, a community, or a nation, your choices have the power to shape the future. What kind of leader would you choose to follow? More importantly, what kind of leader do you aspire to be?